Hey everyone, it's Marvin from First Presbyterian in Columbia, Missouri, and the Spirit of Summer word for Tuesday, July 6th is Tour de France. The Tour de France is the Super Bowl of professional bicycling, and it's held every July. It's a 20-day, over 2,000-mile bike race, and I've been watching it for maybe 15 or 20 years now. I kind of got into it initially because of the scenery. There's more castles in France than you can shake a stick at, and so it's kind of fun to see a foreign country. But I've really enjoyed watching the Tour de France over these years because there's so many different ways to win. Now, the obvious way to win is to finish all the 20 stages with the lowest overall time. And if you do that, you win the Tour de France, you get to wear the coveted yellow jersey. But there's other ways to win too. So what they do is they give points to like the first 5 or 10 cyclists that go over every mountaintop along the course route. And if you get the most of those points, then you are crowned king of the mountains and you get to wear the polka dot jersey. And then also they give points to like the first 20 riders that go across the finish line on a specific stage. And if you collect most of those points, then you get to wear the green jersey. And usually the green jersey winner is a sprinter, someone who is, say, a little more muscular, a little heavier than the guys that can, or who are really light and can kind of get up the mountains really fast. So the sprinters, the green jersey winner is usually a fast guy. It's kind of like the difference between 100-meter racers in track and field and 10K or marathon racers. And then, there's still other ways. There's a white jersey for the best young rider, and then there's a prize that's given to the team that has the fastest overall time in the Tour de France. And then on the teams, you've got some sprinters, you've got some people who are mountain climbers, you've got some people who may have a chance to win the whole thing, and then you've got some other people, they call them domestiques. And these guys are working for these other folks. Like they'll go back to the team car and they'll get um, food or water or maybe even a jacket if it's cold or wet weather and take it back to some of the people who are in contention to win one of these coveted jerseys. And so I just love watching the Tour de France, like I said, because there's so many different ways to win and there are so many different ways to contribute. And I was thinking yesterday, as I was watching a stage tape delayed, that it's kind of a metaphor for the church. In the Church of Jesus Christ, when we are functioning well, there are many different ways to shine. Um, there are people who are prayer warriors. There are people who are compassionate caregivers. There are people who excel in generosity. There are folks who are great at teaching the faith to children, and there are those others who are great at teaching the faith to adults. There are musicians who contribute to the church life by praising God with their voice or various musical instruments. And then there's a whole host of other people who are kind of like the domestiques in the Tour de France. They're kind of working behind the scenes. Um, they don't get maybe all the glory, but if it weren't for them, the whole thing would fall apart. So today I want to ask you to think, if you're a member of the church, if you were baptized, if you're part of the Church of Jesus Christ, what is the unique gift that God has given you that can enable you to shine, that can enable you to make a difference, to help the church be a place of true worship of God and true loving communion in Jesus Christ and a true witness to Christ in the world? Not everybody can be a sprinter. Not everybody can be a mountain climber. Not everybody can be a domestique. Not everybody can be a musician. Not everybody can be a Sunday school teacher. Not everybody can be a caregiver because we're all called to do different things. But today I'd like you to think about what specific role God has called you to do and how can you shine in that role and how can you not just shine for yourself and bring glory to yourself, but bring glory to your team, the Church of Jesus Christ. And if you are not part of the Church of Jesus Christ, then think about joining our team. It's a fun and joyful and meaningful and wonderful way to live in communion and in community with other people who are seeking God and who are seeking to uh, give glory to God and are also seeking to become new and different kinds of people, people who are more loving, more forgiving, more patient, and more joyful. So that's my Spirit of Summer thoughts for you for today. Thanks for listening and for watching, and tune in tomorrow for a new Spirit of Summer word and reflection. Take care. Goodbye.